Okay, let me get in Rohit on this. Rohit, talking about energy, many people believe that Kamala Harris would perhaps bring in the kind of energy that Barack Obama had once gotten to this campaign. The energy of the young, the energy of change, the energy of being, having African origins, all of that coming into the Democratic campaign. Do you think Kamala Harris would also be bringing in that?
Well, look, the bottom line is, the Trump campaign was built around Joe Biden, right, and his age and his health. I think the Democrats have taken that away from Donald Trump. Now, I think it all depends on how they project Kamala Harris. Now, we do have to acknowledge the fact that, and this is something even Barack Obama used to say when he was running. He was an African American, but he was running as an American for all Americans, right? And I think that's the point that Kamala Harris would probably want to get across, that she's running as an American. Yeah, we see, people might see color, people might see background and heritage, but then these are very important times, and I don't think that voters would not be interested. I think there is a certain sense of trying to know who Kamala Harris is. And I think the next 4 weeks are very important for her to energize the base. We've obviously seen the amount of fundraising that's been done in the past 24 hours or so. We've seen a lot of endorsement coming her way. I think there is a sense of renewed interest in knowing about her and also about the race. And I think a lot depends on how the campaign is run from this point on, as Kamala Harris as the candidate. Now, can she, get the voter turnout? I mean, it all depends on how united the Democrats are seen. We still haven't seen Barack Obama endorsing her, which is a big deal because he was the guy who was sort of pulling strings to get Joe Biden out of this race. So we'll have to see how quickly they unite behind Kamala Harris. But I would definitely say this, the only poll that matters, that will be on November 5th. The polling that we're seeing right now does not matter. In 2016, at this point in the race, Hillary Clinton was leading by as much as 9 points, and then she still lost the election. So I think, it's a good chance for Democrats to reset and energize their base. And if somebody in Kamala Harris's campaign is listening to this, I would say abortion, abortion, abortion. That's the only thing they need to go after. They need to make sure that she stays on message, and that will
Which is what
definitely
I was
energize the
coming
base.
to next, Rohit. Just the fact that on issues, on the plethora of issues, there are such differing views. Of course, abortion will be a big issue now with Kamala Harris coming in. She's going to be pushing it further. But would all of this still stand against Donald Trump's assassination bid and how he's, emerged as this hero who survived the assassination bid? Do you think Americans would still be looking at all of that?
Look, Shreya, there are like 4 months to go before election. We all seen, a week is too long in politics, right? We do not know what may or may not happen. People do have that sympathy vote. People, I mean, and what was the context, right? It was about a frail old president versus somebody who was shot and stood up and showed his fist and whatnot. But that's exactly what I'm trying to say. That narrative has moved. I mean, it's not, Donald Trump is not against an 81-year-old right now. He is against a young candidate who happens to be a vice president of the United States. I mean, for I mean, whatever it's worth. I mean, she has been in the in the weeds of the things there. In the White House, she's been on the campaign. She's done foreign trips. She has a strong resume. And I mean, a lot of people have been talking about, it was stark contrast between Donald Trump and Joe Biden in the first debate. We'll have to see how he performs against Kamala Harris, who, again, I might have to remind the viewers, is a prosecutor by career, by profession. So, I mean, the way some of the Democrats are billing it is this is a prosecutor that would go against a convicted felon. And I think that's one of the key messaging that Democrats are relying on.